Yeah. So where are we with that topic? Did I cover it all? Did I cover it? Anyway, so when you start talking to these people, they're just horrible. It's totally entrenched. So what is going to happen is they'll have to sort out legislation. It's quite disappointing that the Labour government of all governments would dump us, chuck us under the bus like that, just because they don't really want to deal with it. It's a hot potato, and that's how Nicola Sturgeon lost her. That's how she got. Well, one of the reasons, on the motorhome. That's how she got fucked up. Was that subject? She got it wrong. So the prisons and everything like that's the other one they like to go on about. So the prisons are dealt with, and the prison people, the governors and the staff at prisons, they're not stupid at all. They know what they're doing. So basically, you've got to think about the prison population. Is it safe, to put this person in? Like, so you've got a transgender woman, say, with a vagina and breasts, so you want to put her in. So the gender critical feminists want her put in the male estate. So obviously that's going to cause a lot of problems within the prison, because they'll be fucking her and all sorts of things. It's a really bad idea. So equally, you don't want to be putting it depends really. So what really we're talking about here is if they've had what their genital status is really what we're talking about. So that's when the whole definition of women thing got a bit convoluted, was with SNP pushed a lot of that stuff, which all went horribly wrong. But we don't want to get too much into that. I could talk about that in a lot of depth, but we'll start talking about Alex Salmond and stuff like that. What happened to him and what happened to Tyler Bryson. So common sense would dictate that a transgender woman who's had the operation should be in a female prison, right? It's got to do with paperwork as well as genitals. They might have. So there's a tribunal in England. Can't remember where it is. You can change your legal gender. But I think from the prison perspective, you could have trade plates. You could have the operation and not change your legal gender, right? That's quite possible for whatever reason. It's up to them, right? That may happen. So you still wouldn't want to be putting that person in the prison. So, like the other aspect of this would be, you don't want to put a biological female who has become Hayden Coulthard. You wouldn't want to be putting a biological female who's now male, living as a man, right? You got to watch your terms. I mean, I conflated terms there. It's easy to do it. I really should have said living as a male rather than no, living as a man. Male's the biology. I should have said living as a male. You don't want to put that man in a male prison, because they'll get battered to fuck, right? Or they might well do. I'm not exact. I don't think it would be a lot of fun for them, right? So I think the prison system does show the hard biological realities of sex, male or female. And obviously this is the thing that annoys me with these feminists as well. They speak like these women are all victims. They're criminals, the ones that's in the prison. They're criminals, right? They like to go on like they're it's like so they even talk about they don't want women's prisons. That's the actual. So it's only men that should be punished in our society for wrongdoing, but women shouldn't be. It's absolutely insane. And the thinking behind it all. But that's where we are with that. They are mad. So I was getting called dude and mad. Like, look, I'm going to live with that. I don't mind that, right? Let's just say I don't care, right? It's up to you, whatever way. You can go for whatever you want, right? It's not up to me to police your thoughts, right? I can't and I won't, right? Or anyone's, right? So what I mean is that it's the European Court of Human Rights that matters, and the law. And the Supreme Court. So the argument is the Supreme Court is not the highest court in the land, and that's a fact. Hey! Oh shit! Sorry, pressed the wrong button there as usual. But we got them another one though. Yeah. So the Supreme Court is not the highest court in the land. The E8. So I say that, but I don't tell them who is. I put a hint. Because why should I tell people everything? Why should I do your own fucking homework, you know? And the highest court in the United Kingdom is the European Court of Human Rights, and that's because we are in it. We didn't leave it. If you want to leave it, you do so at your own peril, because gay marriages will go, lesbians will go, homosexuals will go, and then women. Why should women get equal rights? They'll go as well. It's such a minefield. They haven't thought about it. They think they can just bash a bunch of trannies and that's that. So I think I've covered that. That's been 20 odd minutes I've been talking about that. Right, so let's move on to the next subject. The SNP. Right, so they put a post up, like this SNP guy from Perth and Kinross. Right, he put a post up, so it's a weird thing that he said that the unemployment in Scotland has fallen by 3%, but it's risen in the UK by 5%. So right off the bat we've got a problem there, haven't we? Because we've got a conflation of what the fuck? Why are they going so slow? We've got a conflation of figures going on there. So I said, well, please be aware that Scotland is in the United Kingdom, right? So they're in the morning. I got they're making it that I'm thick, but I'm not thick. It is in the United Kingdom. So you've got a conflation of figures, right off the bat. Oh, I've got somebody stopped over there. I will have. This is where we can use our. There you go. We can use our. What are they doing sitting there? Can you see them? I'm not exactly sure where it's pointing, I can't see exactly. Somebody stopped. Right, so the conflation. So I thought, oh well, I'll have a look at this. So what you can do, you can use a lot of people call it Chat GPT. I don't use Chat GPT. I use something similar. Put that information in there. So what's actually happened? So that is a distortion of figures. What they've put there, the SNP guy. So that is an example of how they distort reality for power, to get power. Right, so fair and hot. Well, that's heavy, innit? That's heavy. You can feel it, can you? It's freaking heavy, that one. Oh, aye. All that ballast and everything. It's a distortion of figures, because I did a bit of research. Well, no, I just keyed it into that machine. It comes out with statistics, and so it's people out of work is higher. People that aren't productive, in other words, they don't have a job, is higher in Scotland than it is in, well, probably because they use the UK. Because my point is that Scotland's in the UK, so you're using a figure where Scotland's in against another figure. So it's complete lies, complete shite, and it was easily debunked. So I'll be getting the usual hate mail. The other thing that's happening is Stirling Council has been canteen transport taken over by the SNP. Now what happened was there was an election here where I'm standing right now, not far from here, and there was an election here, and what happened was the SNP got in. Tate Howdens. The SNP are now in charge of Stirling Council, so they're all celebrating this, all these numpties, Nats. It's just more shit. I mean, the SNP are in control of the councils anyway, so now it'll just be worse. More bullshit, more crap. So the zealots love it. And I'm just saying, well, I don't like any of them. I don't like Labour, I don't like Conservative, I don't like SNP. Totally don't like SNP. So they are hanging on to that dream just because they want to be independent. It's just a lack of intelligence, and you're being used with the political system. It's a lack of critical thought. The system is corrupt, and you somehow think that these politicians are going to give you something that you're not getting. They don't even know what that is. Freedom. They call it freedom, but what the fuck is that? You know, what do you mean freedom? What do you want? They've demonstrated you get less freedom already with them. That's what they do. God. Oh, it does blow around a wee bit. It does blow around a bit. Right, well, it's getting quieter now, so that's 32 minutes we've been here. Maybe we could shuffle off home, actually. Might do. Right, so I don't know what that guy's doing. It doesn't seem like heavy enough to bother getting the brolly out. Sun and the rain. I'm sheltered a bit in here, but another one, what's the other argument? Yeah, Stirling Council, so it's the same shit, just even more shit. It's going to be even worse with them lot in there. You know, absolute idiots. Will they reinstate the Christie clock? No. Will they? Fuck. A bunch of clowns. Yeah. Absolute bunch of clowns. Yeah. Yep, they are, guys. Absolute bunch of fannies. I think what we'll do is we'll go home that way. Go round and go back over there. Back the way we came, I think that's what we'll do. I think. So we'll give it another 5 minutes or so. Oh yes. I mean, you're just arguing over deck chairs in the Titanic, aren't you, when you're going on about these politicians? So they've actually lied to their supporters and to anyone else, you know, about these statistics. These are deceptive statistics. Deliberately deceptive. There'll be a whole load of snottograms waiting for me when I get home on Facebook. Well, it's because I'm not looking at them now. And it's just pure deception. Why did they vote? Like, the other thing I was looking at last night was William McDowell, Rennie McRae. God, so I watched this court case. That's sort of like twice I've watched. Is that a new transit? Highway maintenance. William McDowell. That's a weird one. It's a weird one, yeah. So in 1976, it's difficult to be. I mean, obviously people don't want the truth. That's why a lot of people don't like me, because I say things that are truthful and they don't want to hear it. Rennie McRae was messing around, right? Her husband was, you know, let's keep the bullshit out of this, right? The bullshit, the love, and all that fucking crap. It's all pish, right? That's absolute pish. The feelings. and everything like that. She was married to this guy called Gordon McRae. And it's good that I can talk like this here, and if you don't like it, you don't have to listen to it. It is tragic what happened, nonetheless, right? So she's married to Gordon McRae, but this company secretary, so this is back in the 70s, William McDowell was having an affair with her. I think that's fact. He's denying it. Well, he's dead now, but for what it's worth. Here we go. Here's the Land Rover, which was stopped in the stopped there. Now, so William McDowell how can I go without going into detail too much? Dal McGarry lay by. There was witnessed goings on there. Volvo estate. In that lay-by, there was a scream. A witness heard a scream. There's somebody with a pram. There's various witnesses. Some of the witnesses' testimony, if you like, were a bit misleading. As this woman said, it was an awful night. It was raining. It was this, that, and the other. Right up his arse, yeah. Get him out of the way. It was raining. Another one said it was a dry night. That's what. How can it be? But this woman said it was raining. It was an older lady. I'm not going to, but I don't know how much. So how do you remember things from 1976? I was going to say 45 years. How long was 1976? That's 49 years, isn't it? Well, that's when the court case was 45 years ago, right? When they did their testimony. So most of it, to me, it seems sort of circumstantial. Well, they've never found their bodies. So Andrew and Rini disappeared. Andrew was 3, so he was 7. I was 7. Right, the person. I was 7 when he died. Disappeared. Yeah, I was 7 when he disappeared. I was 7, so I was 7. 1970s. No, what the fuck? I was 10. 1976. Right? I was 10. Customer T Logistics. I was 10. I seem pretty sure that they were murdered, right? So it seems like this William McDowell murdered them in that lay-by. Put them in the back of his Volvo, set fire to the BMW 1602, or was it a 2002? That Rini McRae was driving. So here's a woman living off the wealth of her husband, right? This is where I'm going. Like, this is the upsetting part that I can't really put on. What upset the relatives. Here's a woman running about in a BMW in 1976, married to this property developer with a successful company. I lived in Fort William at that time, and my friend, this is McGregor Construction, my friend's dad had a construction company.